The bot rebellion was ugly.
Fall back! They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't blink. I blink.
All right, Netflix's next biggest movie that they spent millions and billions of dollars on, hundreds of millions of dollars.
$320 million.
For a single Netflix movie.
Okay. Now let's say that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's bigger than most big Marvel films.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, original budgets for the Marvel films. The original budgets for the Marvel films.
Yeah. Now, it still had some big stars in it.
Yeah. Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, and even the bad guy. I can't remember his name ever.
Yeah, I know who you mean. He was in, like, he's always the father figure, like in, oh man, I can't even think of the name of the movies now.
Okay, well, you see the picture here, and I'll look up his name. I'll post it there. And also the bounty hunter, who I can't remember his name either, but he's also a big star. So the star power was okay in this.
Yeah, although, you know, you might not recognize the bounty hunter because half the time it's just a screen on the robot.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you recognize him. So this movie is, there was a war as robots decided that they don't want to be slaves anymore, and there was a battle, and then the robots lost, and they had to be outlawed, and they were sent into this quarantine area. That was their place, big prison.
Yeah, because of a big breakthrough where humans were able to take control of other robots' armor suits. Yeah. Otherwise, they were losing.
Yeah. And aside from this, society has moved on and has basically gone from, like drugs are a problem, to everybody's addicted to AI. And this AI is able to tap into your memories and give you visions of your past. So you can now have time with your departed mother and stuff like that. And so you see these junkies on the side of the road. All these junkies have these helmets on that are giving them these fixes. So that's a different part of the story.
And it also splits your brain in two, where one half of your brain is doing this relaxation, fun stuff and everything, and the other half is working.
Yeah. So you could be at work and be on your break at the same time.
Yeah.
So like productivity, I guess, is all right. I don't know about the health ramifications.
And you don't want to mix up porn.
Are we even allowed to say that on this channel?
I don't know. Well, we'll find out.
And so the big baddie ends up being the boss of the AI company, who basically owns everything because he's the AI guy.
Yeah.
And you would say he's a combination of like whoever runs Google and Steve Jobs and blah, 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 all put together. And I'm seeing a lot of ridicule and hate for this movie online.
Yeah. First of all, it's not the kind of robots you would normally picture in like when the robots uprise. They're fun, cuddly, characterization robots, and they're.
Like, had you gone to the store and bought like a robot for your home, for your kids, or something like that, that's what it looks like, carnival style.
Yeah, but I watched it last night when I got home from my trip, and and it was not a bad movie, but I didn't love the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the story is very minimal. Very minimal. Very paint by number. And the script writing, like the humor with Chris Pratt and the robot and the food unplugging. And every time you turned around, Chris Pratt just looking for food. Every time. It got tiring after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the Millie Bobby Brown character with her brother, I didn't care.
Okay.
Too much about it.
so the plot there is anybody seen with a robot is in trouble. But this robot comes and finds her and somehow gestures to her so that she understands that it's her brother who passed away.
Yeah.
And so now she's off to the band area for the robots to bring him there.
with the robot.
Yeah.
And of course, he runs into Chris Pratt, who's kind of a rebel, who also has a robot. So it seems to be a lot of people with robots who aren't supposed to have robots.
Now, I'm going to agree with you. Like, this was not an extraordinary film. However, I did enjoy it. You could tell that this was a film for a younger audience, like a teen audience.
Yes.
I would say.
Although there is some, for kids, young kids, it would be violent scenes in this. Like the robots get their head ripped off and stuff like this.
Yeah. Now, if I were to make a wish, I think this would have been a lot better had it been almost R-rated. Like, really lean into the Mad Max robot cannibal kind of stuff.
Yeah, and cut out some of the cutesy dialogue a lot. Mm-hmm. That they tried to add in too much. Make it more serious.
I liked Chris Pratt's character, and I liked his robot buddy a lot. And I don't really like watching Millie Bobby Brown. I don't like her.
Pretty weird since she's only 21 years old. Like she's been around, it seems like, forever.
Yeah.
She's only 21 years old.
But I just don't, like, she might be good at what she does, but for some reason I don't enjoy it. So that was a drawback for me. But I really liked Chris Pratt. I liked the robots. I liked the bounty hunter.
But the story.
The story was
the weakest part of the movie.
It was weak, but the visuals were good. And what I would say is, all the hate that I'm seeing online for this movie, like I'm seeing nothing but bad stuff. And it's all them saying, oh my God, they spent $320 million and they came out with this. I'm thinking, who cares? I don't care how much they spent. That's up to them.
Yeah. But you would think if you spent that kind of money, you'd probably come up with a better film.
Maybe.
You would hope. That's what we say every time we watch a Disney film. How in the world did this cost that much money?
But how does that impact your rating for the movie?
No, it shouldn't. That's just dumb. The rating should be: was it an enjoyable watch? If you paid money in the theater, would you be disappointed? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't be overly excited that I paid money for this movie.
I think I would have been perfectly fine having seen this in the theater.
Yeah, it just. When Chris Pratt is there, that's fine. Like you said, the robots are kind of fun to watch and stuff like that. But again, such a weak story. Such a weak story that you kind of knew where it was going the whole time. And I mean, the ending, like when Chris Pratt is there, yay, we won all by himself. And it's like the greeniest green screen and the greeniest green screen in the world. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, Netflix, it's a typical Netflix movie. I watched it, and I probably won't watch it again.
I don't feel like this was a typical Netflix movie. I think it was a degree above. Mm.
Well,
which I hope.
Quality, well, I hope for $300 million.
Yeah.
But will you watch this again?
Well, I don't tend to rewatch movies, period.
Well,
but there's nothing wrong with this movie.
A simple movie like The Beekeeper, I've already seen 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's just a simple movie because it's an action movie and it's what I expect.
But somehow you rewatch movies over and over and over again.
I
don't.
I'm more of a movie guy than you. So
I would rate this one a 7. Like I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good enough for a 7, especially for TV. It's good enough for a 7. But I'm not gonna watch it again. Hi everybody, welcome back to Movie Related. That is because Mark made us watch a movie.